Watching. So if you're watching after live, we're gonna wait a little bit for people to hop on. But I want to say, get to pay-per-view. It's 9 incredible matches. We have 5 matches up right now every day for the next 4 days. There's gonna be a match. But if you've been watching along, it's 9 days of arm wrestling. So I definitely think it's worth it. Plus it's good for a good cause. It's for the Turtle Man charity. But yeah, it should be good. Definitely is good. Actually, it's more than good. It's great. I'm working with Thomas Dede. He's helping me edit it. His editing skills are much, much better than me, as you can tell from the quality of video on the pay-per-view. But as we're editing, all that stuff, and I keep on finding myself forgetting that I'm supposed to be, editing because I'm, so excited on the match. Every single match, 5 times it happens, so there's great matches. So far, the matches that are up are Candy Passmore versus Crystal Malek, Bill Sinks versus Ron Amini, Black Ice versus Chief. I can't remember which arm. I think it's left, I think. Paul Passmore versus Shi Yu Lin. That was a great match. That was a last-second fill-in, too. A lot of the matches were last-second fill-ins, which actually sounds crazy. You probably don't believe me, but I think the fill-ins were better matches than who we had originally. I think they were much well. The first picks never happened, so we can't really say. But I do think these matches, the replacement athletes, Shiyu, Crystal Malek, Tim Lewis, I think the matches were better with replacements. So I think it all worked out. If you guys have any questions, about the pay-per-view, where to get it, let me know. The only thing I can't talk about is the outcome of the matches, but I can talk about pretty much anything else. But if you're wondering where to get the pay-per-view, it's on this channel, STONEtv. It goes for $9.99. There's 9 matches, incredible matches. Whatever YouTube doesn't take, YouTube takes a big chunk of the memberships. It's going to be given to charity, the Turtle Man charity. Also, we got T-shirts. We got T-shirts still. I think a big problem. So this is the T-shirt from last year. This is the first edition, first year Turtle Man. This year had a big number 2. I think a lot of people thought they were different or the same shirts, but they're different shirts. So keep that in mind. If you want there's only 100 made. We only have 100 made. And there's even less. I didn't count them, but there's definitely less than 100 because I was able to put in the same box they came in. I was able to put Turtle Man shirts, the Team Stone shirts, all the straps. So we're definitely running low. I'm almost positive we still have all the sizes, but the shirts go for $30. That's if you pick up in person. Shipping, at least the cheapest I could find at the post office was like $8 for one shirt, and then I think 2 was like 12 or 13. Well, let's see. Lisa, she says, I'm sick of seeing people who make fun of someone dead with 3 dots at the end. Some would even call them periods. Those dots are also known as periods. Well, I don't know if it sounds like a bot or something, but if you're a human, I'm sorry you're dealing with that. Hopefully, You know what might help you? Arm wrestling. Maybe you could try arm wrestling out. If you're in the Connecticut area, there's 2 practices, Tuesday and Saturday. Tuesday, 5 p.m., Saturday, 10 a.m. All right, guys. This is the classic pre-workout. You guys should know what's in this. So, first person that gets this pre-workout gets 50% off the next in-person Stone TV Dungeon Super Series pay-per-view. So in person, not the pay-per-view itself on the channel, but you have to be in person. You'll get a 50% off. I need all the ingredients, water being one of them, but I'll give you that one. But nothing crazy. If you've been watching, it should be a pretty simple one. The only thing it's not the end of the world with these with these homemade pre-workouts. The caffeine sits at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. That's like the caffeine, and the other things are lemon seeds. So if you see me spitting, I'm spitting out the lemon seeds because I can't eat any more lemon seeds. What's up, Brian? Thanks for watching. Tyler, what's up, man? Thanks for watching. I thought you had your logo. I thought it was a picture of who's that guy from Home Improvement, that old sitcom, Tim Allen. It looked like Tim Allen, but it's not. It must be Tyler. Brian says, you're giving away all the ingredients. The only one I gave away is water. Everyone misses that. Everyone, that's a main ingredient pretty much, but no one puts water in there. That's an important ingredient. Brian, what was your favorite memory of the Friday's event? Don't talk about any of the outcomes, but you have a favorite memory, like something, or a favorite story. I think I said mine last night. It was with the Chief right before the match. But what's one of your favorite stories? If it's too long, you don't type all of it. Just maybe let me know Tuesday at practice. So discombobulated. I wonder if that's a real person too. It says get some thicker skin. Not too thick, otherwise you won't be able to walk around. It'd be pretty much a big cast of thick skin. But just enough where you can still walk around and move. But you know where thick skin is good for? Arm wrestling. You need that thick skin to prevent your elbows from, bleeding. Sometimes the friction makes your elbows bleed. So maybe discombobulated. Maybe you should be an arm wrestler if you got some thick skin. Speaking of that, practice Tuesday, 5 p.m., Saturday, 10 a.m. in Connecticut. But I won't be there this Saturday in Connecticut. I'm going down to Pennsylvania with Storm, Paul Lynn. Looks like there's going to be a lot more people. But it's going to be interesting. Satyam, if I said your name right, he says, greetings from India. Appreciate that, man. I wasn't laughing at your comment. I was laughing at Steven says he's gay. Stevanik, he says he's gay. That's personal, man, but I guess good for you. Thanks for the comment. Let's see. Some other guy says fake Hetty All with some... Oh, that's his name. Is that his name, or is he speaking... Or looks like Arabic. Well, I think Eddie Hall is actually the fake Nick Stone. A lot of people say it wrong. You said that, but you got to ask him himself. He'll agree with me, Let's see. Let's see what he's gonna said. Candy gave Sayla her wedding ring to hold. Then we had to leave it to get pizzas, and Sayla's wearing this big ass ring. I'm like, what the hell is that? That's that's called you could have gotten a pretty good payday. You could have took a quick trip down to the pawn shop, maybe even split it with Candy, say and keep the rest. But yeah, that's that's a good story. It shows a lot about your character. I might have accidentally ended up in the pawn shop, you know. But let's see, Stefanik. He says he likes gay bearded men. That's a strange. That's a funny comment. But thanks for commenting. Like I said before, it's okay that you're gay. Just we're not gonna. I don't have a medal or a ribbon or anything, but I'm sure someone else does. But if you like arm wrestling, Stefanik with a V, you picked the right place because we got practice Tuesday 5 p.m. and Saturday 10 a.m. So double the fun. Satyam, I don't know if I say your name right. He says, Are you from USA? I am from USA. It's a nice place. Sometimes there's some crazy stuff going on, but I feel like there's a lot of good stuff. All right, Satyam, I'm not sure about that, but I appreciate the comment. If you want to talk about arm wrestling, I probably can give you some more answers. So, speaking of arm wrestling, I don't know if I just said this, but I might have just said this. Practice Tuesday, 5 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. Silas says, hey, I heard I have to train for 6 months. Yeah, at least 6 months. I would say, like, just train forever. You know what I mean? Like, why stop at 6 months? But I'm just saying, imagine, there's a lot of, there's a lot of potential, but what's that old quote? Potential is like table salt. It's everywhere. You gotta put in the work. So there's tons of potential, but you just gotta get to training. You just gotta get to training, hit some weights, and you very well could be at the top of the ladies class. The Turtleman Classic too might have been a good sign. Imagine that. Might have been a good sign. Satyam's probably a robot. He's asking very robot questions. But Satyam, if you're a human, ask him arm wrestling questions. Sailor says, train forever. Got it. All right, good. Now that we're on the same page. She says, I'm definitely willing to work for it. That's good. That's good because we got practice Tuesday and Saturday. You should be at both. You get better twice as fast. But if not, if you're busy, I understand. But definitely one. Let's see. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Oh, if you see a fly, let me know because I'm trying to smack it. Sailor says, I'll be there. That's what I'm talking about. I'm trying to. We got to get some more ladies on the team so you can stop beating up on all the guys, every Saturday, yeah, at the dungeon. You know Chief, don't you? You know Chief. I'm pretty sure you know Chief. But yeah, 10 a.m. I won't be there this Saturday. I'll be in Pennsylvania. You guys are welcome to join me. If you and Brian want to carpool, you're welcome to join me. But it's going to be a long day, so just keep that in mind. It's early too. I probably got to leave at like 6 or 7, probably 6:30 at the latest. It's not too early, but for some people on the team, they always complain about being too early. Um, Septium says, right now, what's the current time? And the time is we talk about some arm wrestling. We talk about maybe even powerlifting. I used to do powerlifting. But if you want to know what time it is, it's time to talk about arm wrestling stuff because this is an arm wrestling stuff channel. Next Saturday, yep, that's a tri-state in Danbury with Steve Fernandez. Um, I don't know if I don't think I'm going to pull that tournament. Lately, the super heavyweights have been, at least in my area, well, in Connecticut, I mean, in Connecticut, if you start venturing out the states, like up in Mass, they got some great heavyweights. Pennsylvania, they got some great heavyweights. New York, I don't think they have. I think everyone that was a super heavyweight dropped down to 242. Still super strong. But I think I'm gonna go. I think what I'm gonna do because it's only like it's only from the dungeon. It's probably about an hour and a half maybe. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna practice at the dungeon next week, and then head down after practice, see if they need a hand or something. But they always do. Steve always has a big after party, so it's always fun. Oh, there we go. We got an arm wrestling question. That's what I'm talking about. Satyam. He says, "Do you know Schoolboy arm wrestler? Can you defeat him? I never met him, but I think I could beat him. He's no joke, but I think I could beat him." There's only one way to find out. So if you know a promoter, you have to set it up, Satyam. Oh, nice. You got the day off, so I should see there. Are you guys both pulling the tournament? You guys going to both pull the tournament? Brian says, what's Storm's weight? 220 probably. 220, I would guess. What's up, Neman? If I said that right, he's got a little smiley face. That's a nice smiley face, and kind of needed that today. Well, Brian, if you're listening, Sailor says, Brian, are you planning on pulling on Saturday? That's funny because I asked Brian the same question about 2 minutes ago. Hey, what's up? What's up, Evan? He says, what's up, Stone? Nick without the K. That's a secret. Not many people know that. I used to, when I was a kid, I used to spell it with a K, and until one day I was a kid and I saw my grandmother wrote on a, it was probably a birthday card or something. She wrote my name on something, and it just looked cooler. So I stopped. I took out the K. Maybe I was lazy. Maybe it was lazy. I thought the purpose of a nickname was to be as short as possible. So what's better than 4 letters is 3 letters. So that's the story of how I got NIC and not NICK. So team says 5'7", good enough height. Yeah, man. Doesn't height. I mean, height matters sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, just train, get stronger, learn the sport. Sailor says K's definitely are not cool, especially if there's like 2 or 3 of them, maybe. I can't remember which one. One of them people frown on more. The 2 or 3. Is it when 2 or 3 of them are together? Is that the one they frown on? Brian says, yeah, probably. Did my first workout yesterday in a long time, and everything feels good. Oh, good. He says all his little tweaks are gone. That's good. Evan says, "Thanks for sharing, bro. That's a good nickname." Yeah, you could tell that short story anytime. I give permission, but only people that are cool. People that you could trust that are cool. Evan, man, I was in your state Wednesday. Where were you? Or were you there? And I just completely forgot. But I don't think you were there. I was in your state arm wrestling at Damien's. It was a great practice. Um, we had a pretty good turnout. It was Damien, John, Chris, other Chris. Um, shoot, forgot his name, but I call him the Strap Master. If you know what I'm talking about, you know who I'm talking about. I think that was it, but it's still a good turnout. Good training. Everyone trained hard. So the team says, "Will you ever visit India in your lifetime?" Maybe. Maybe if I have a match or something, maybe I'll take a trip out to India if I have a match. Oh, Evan, I was thinking of a different Evan. But I know who you're talking about now. Um, yeah, I was thinking of a different Evan. Um, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Well, you showed up late, but it seemed like you got a pretty good practice in. We all jumped you at the end. You only had like 20 or 25 minutes left before Damien had to had to go to sleep. He wakes up early. Yeah, I think we all jumped you. You must have got some good training in. Brian says Pro Panja is pretty big over there. Is that an arm wrestling organization or is that something different? I would think that's an arm wrestling organization. I know there's a there's a big following in India for arm wrestling. I think at one point a big percentage of people watching my channel were from India. I don't know if I haven't checked that in a while, so it might have changed, but Pro Panja, my guess, arm wrestling organization. Yep, Indian League. That's what Brian says. Who's the number one heavyweight, super heavyweight in India? I have no idea, but it's got to be, it's got to be pretty good. Well, the first seeds of the day. Yeah, no, I bet they got some good pullers over there in India. The only one I know of is that one guy. I can't remember if he went against Ryan Bowen or was it Ray. I can't remember. But that's the only time I've ever seen an Indian puller on the big stage was I think it was at King of the Table. Evan says it was a great practice. I was completely destroyed after a solid 25 minutes of pulling. That's all I needed. Yes, I mean especially if you hit it hard, you can do a lot in 25 minutes. Especially with pressure on, you got a countdown, 25 minutes, and then you're getting kicked out, back on the road. But where you coming from? Rhode Island, right? You coming from Evan? You're a Rhode Island guy, right? Or are you in Mass? I thought you were Rhode Island. If you guys have any questions, let me know how to get the pay-per-view. So far, I guess if you want to get the pay-per-view, real quick, Evan, he says, "Hey, shout out to Mike Tatro. It's his birthday today." Oh, nice. Happy birthday, Mike. is going to have to hit his birthday workout. And if you don't know, usually the birthday workouts are usually dreaded in a good way. Yeah, king of the table, Brian says. Yeah, was bringing in some big guys from India. And another birthday. I bet Mike is over there in Rhode Island. He's probably wondering why he's got some goosebumps or tinglies. It's because all of his friends are wishing him a happy birthday. I remember the day I first met Mike Tatro. It's back when he was still a fair. I think I probably know him for at least 2 years, probably, maybe more. But he used to be, before he started training with the team, he was a fair puller. And now he's a professional arm wrestler, so he's doing some good things. And you might have heard me say before, I like to use Mike a lot. His style, his style of hook, his style of pulling, I call it the fair style. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just I found it very fascinating that like 95, at least all the fair arm wrestling I've been to, the people that pull in the fairs for multiple years, they develop a certain style that I call it the fair style. And if you're wondering what that is, watch Mike Tacho arm wrestle and then go to a fair and people will have this similar style. I mean, it's a good style, a good hooker, but I still think Mike should top roll or learn how to top roll. I mean, he can still top roll, but I think in the long run, I think top roll might be better suited for him. Because he could still go into that move from a top roll, but he can't go from that move into a top roll. But that's coming from a top roller. Always trying to talk people into top rolling. Sailor says, happy B-Day, bro. I'm sure he's feeling that one too. He's crazy strong. He's quick too. And I think he's definitely taking things more serious. I know he stopped drinking like a long time, probably a year ago. So I could definitely tell, he's getting stronger, more serious as an athlete. And it's definitely showing. Oh, but to get the pay-per-view, it's depending on your device, it's either going to show up as memberships or as join, and then you click on the join, and then the memberships will pop up. iPhones have been tricky. Androids have been pretty good. On TVs have been pretty good. But if you have a problem with any of those, your best bet is to use a computer or a laptop. So far, those laptops and computers have had zero problem signing up. iPhones have been like 95% not working. Android's 50-50. TV, maybe 50-50. But computers, laptops have been 100% working, so that's your best bet. I'm not sure what the problem is. I just think it's software not compatible or software updates not there or something. Because on my phone, right from YouTube, what I do is, it says video shorts live. If you hold it and slide it over, the memberships thing will be right there. A lot of people don't have that, depending on your device. Some there's nothing there. So if there's nothing there at all, you definitely have to use a laptop or computer. That's what I'm talking about. Evan says definitely going to sign up for the pay-per-view. Stone has the best arm wrestling content. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And I do got to say the quality is going to be much better than what you normally see. I'm working with Thomas Dede. He is a huge help. More than a huge help. He's doing a lot of work. He's getting these videos out very quick and good. So the quality is much better. So that's something else to look into. Usually I just do all my videos on this phone right here that I'm talking into. But yeah, Evan, if you have any trouble with the getting the pay-per-view on your phone, try a laptop. If that doesn't work, I think you have my number. If not, shoot me a message on Facebook or text me or whatever, and I'll help you. I'll talk you through it, kind of thing. Yep, Brian. Brian says good matches in there. Then he asked, Assassin versus Sinks went up last night, right? Yes, it did. Yes, it did. I was worried that we were not going to have a one match per day. Yesterday was a very busy day for everybody on the editing team, but we got it done. It was out by like 11:45, so we made it. So we still made it. The next match is up. That will be up tonight is Tim Lewis versus James Road Mason, and that's a fun one too. They're all fun, I'll be honest with you. But if you're watching it, if you just sign up now, you can watch all 5 matches, and then tonight's 6 matches. You can watch them all 6. So it's going to be good. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but there's a rooster across the street, and it's got to be he must have hit his head or something, because the rooster, what's the name of the rooster's sound? Is it like a doodle-doo? He doodle-doos all day and all night, so it would be like 12 o'clock at night. It'll be super quiet, and all of a sudden you hear this rooster. It's funny. It's funny until it's not. Evan says cock-a-doodle-doo. Yep, that's what. I don't know if you guys can hear or not, but it's been about every 37 seconds is the average. I tell you what, if that rooster ever crosses the road, I'm gonna have something to say to him. It's gonna be we're gonna figure out if rooster tastes like chicken. Probably doesn't. It's probably extra tough, but should be good. All right, another interesting name for me to say. Let's see. Ali Reza, if I said that right. If not, I'll try again next time you comment. Thanks for watching. I appreciate that. If you like arm wrestling stuff, you picked the right spot. If you don't know what arm wrestling is, and me saying that made you curious about arm wrestling, you also picked the right spot. Oh, I don't know if you guys saw these. If Brian and Sailor are still in the chat, Evan, if you're still here, you guys are definitely going to like these. These are some turtles. This is the baby turtle. This could be the mommy turtle. And then this guy could be the daddy turtle. But these are the first ever green turtles. I was actually thinking about maybe auctioning them off maybe for charity. Possibly. Because these are the only 3 in existence. This one's tiny. They're all tiny. This T2 are tiny, but this one's super tiny. This one, I'm not going to. This one is not for sale. This one is extremely rare. When I say extremely rare, I mean a 1 of 1. This is the albino gold turtle. Some will even say white gold. Some say crystal. Some say whitey. But this is my favorite turtle so far, the albino gold. So Evan says, I was just a fair puller since 2015. and we're all hookers, but Stone and the crew have been great and teaching the top roll. I've got to get a green turtle. Very iconic. Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, it's good. It's a good move to have. Definitely makes your elbow strong, but I think that, because most fairs don't have top rollers in it, it leaves that style um, susceptible to a traditional top roll. But hey, man, I think I'm gonna auction them off. I might auction them off on Facebook. I don't. At least one of them. I think I might want to save this little tiny guy. But we might auction off this guy. But what do you think? Should I auction them both off? And it's going to be added to the charity. All the money from this will be given to the charity. Maybe even the green one. I don't know if we should auction this one off because it's a trophy. You know what I mean? I feel like it's only acceptable to earn a trophy. See how it says, the trophy on it, Connecticut State. I feel like it's only acceptable to earn a trophy with first place. This, the green gold. This gave me an idea. Maybe next year we'll have 2 green turtles for the overall champions. That could be fun. Or even the white gold. Let's see. Sailor says the cutest turtles ever. You should definitely auction them off. I'll pay good money for that tiny one. I kind of want to keep it, but if you're talking me into, I'll definitely throw it up there. Maybe we'll make like 15, 20K. That'd be nice. Evan agrees. Says trophy turtle must be earned, but definitely auction off the 2 little guys. I think I will. I definitely think I will. If I got some time later, I'll do a little Facebook post, take a little picture, and see what happens. Brian says, "Yeah, green for the overalls for sure." I mean, when I saw the white gold one, that's what my first thought. But I think the green would be more turtley, more turtley. Or we could do one of each. One could mean right, one could mean left. That might be an interesting idea. The coveted green turtle, Brian says. Yeah. I think a couple people did ask me about green turtles. I think at the tournament. But I can't remember. Oh no, Sheila says I'm not on Facebook. Well, maybe you can auction off. You could do yours in the group chat. Oh wait, have Brian do his numbers in the group chat. Maybe we'll do it that way. And anytime you overbid someone, I'll screenshot the group chat for you or something. Yeah, but we could do something like that. If Facebook is definitely the easiest. I feel like almost everyone has Facebook. But yeah, we'll do that. We'll do it that way. Have Brian message your bids in the group chat or something, or even easier if you just text me, and I will screenshot your text whatever bids, and I'll just put them up in the comments so people know who they're competing with in the auction. But let's see, what else can we talk about? We talked about the pay-per-view. So we got some of the people in the chat right now. I want to do another Super Series, another tournament in like 3 or 4 months. But I'm curious, who would you like to see on that card? What athletes? I'd like to try to find another match for myself too. So if you have any ideas for a match for myself, that'd be awesome. We're open to other things besides super matches. One thing I want to do is I want to have like a three-way round robin, kind of like it's set up where these guys have lives. Well, pins, not lives. So each guy would have like a best of three. So each guy would have, once you get pinned 3 times, you're out. And they would pick. So they would either flip coins, probably do like pick a number, and the person that guesses right, 1, 2, 3, each guy picks a number. The guy that guesses the number right will have the choice of starting first or being the third guy and having the 2 other guys start first. So we'll leave that up to chance, the starting order. Yeah, so that should be fun. I do want to try like a 2-on-2 super match where it's like a team of 2 going against each other, like a heavyweight and heavyweight versus one lightweight, one heavyweight on both teams. The guys face, and if in the event that it's a one and one guy wins, whoever's left will face each other in another match. Yeah, I have some interesting ideas. At least I think so. Hopefully you guys think so too. I have quite a bit of goals with the super matches and the tournaments, but right now one of my goals with the super match series, Dungeon Super Match series, is I want it to be entertaining. I want the best of the best parts of traditional arm wrestling to be the core, but I want the modifications to make it better for the athletes, better for the referees, better for the fans. But I think definitely got to make some tweaks on the rules. But it's gonna be good. So let's see, Sailor. What do you mean by the theme song? Freaking awesome. Maybe I'm missing something. Well, yeah, maybe I'm missing something, or maybe I'm becoming dyslexic. I must be missing something. What theme song are you talking about? Or is that a typo and you're not even talking about songs? Evan says I need to get me a Team Stone t-shirt. I'll tell you what, man. Well, this is what you should do. If you are a member to Stone TV, there's a 5% discount on Team Stone merchandise and coaching. So keep that in mind. Become a member, and you can use that 5% discount on the shirts. Everyone else too that's a member, they have a discount. So keep that in mind. 5%. Silla says, I meant to type team sound freaking awesome. Yeah, they're getting good. The teams are getting good. Teams are getting good. of the videos, who from Stone TV, all the videos. Now, when I say character, I just mean person. But what's your favorite character personality of all the people you've seen? I'm curious who your guys' favorite is. Like if it was a TV show, who is your favorite character? Oh, I see what you're saying now, Sailor. She says a 2-on-2 team sounds awesome. Yeah, it could be cool. I think it could be real cool. And in the event of a tiebreaker, if it's 1-1, they finish it off with a super match. So it could be interesting. Could be interesting. I think the tiebreaker might be sudden death. Maybe we should just do sudden death, one round. First pin wins. Maybe not. We'll have to see what sounds funner. Somebody, some reason, I don't know. Let's see. I forgot what I was going to say. It was something about looking for an opponent for myself for the next Super Series. But I can't remember. Let's see. Just checking some messages real quick. Whoop. Now, I can't remember if I said about the discount. So when you become a member, you get the 5% discount on Team Stone merchandise as well as coaching. It's unlimited, so you can use it as many times as you want. What I mean by that is you can't add 5 up, over and over again until it gets 100% off. But if you buy something, every day, you can use that discount. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So in a little bit, after I finish drinking this pre-workout, homemade pre-workout, I'm gonna do a recovery lift. I might set up the camera again and do a live, but I'm not gonna be really talking into it. I'm just gonna set the camera up somewhere, and you'll see, probably the cable machine. I'll probably be at that the most, but I'll have other stations set up. Yeah, if you guys want me to do the live, let me know. But I won't be able to. I won't really talk too much into it. It would just be, just me working out. Really, I might check the chats once in a while, but at least after when I'm done lifting, I'll check the chats again. A lot of lemon seeds in this one. See all those lemon seeds? Real lemons. You got to be careful with that fake lemon stuff. Whatever. I forgot what it's called. The lemon juice that comes in a bottle. It's it's lemon juice, but it's not like it's something. It's lemon oil or something. It's like lemon oil mixed with water. So I don't think you get the all the nutrients, vitamin C. At least that's the biggest thing I'm going after is the vitamin C, which is good for tendons. We talked about a lot in our other lives. People like to talk about tendons, especially arm wrestlers. Oh, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but ever since I made that statement about the rooster crossing the road, he has been quiet. I just noticed that he hasn't made a noise. So he must have some really good ears. He must have heard me, and he might have, or he crossed the road and got hit. Maybe that's what happened. I live on a pretty busy road. Yeah, that's Brian's laughing. That's a good one. I think for the tournament, and the super matches, I think the farthest trip was the Passmore family. I'm pretty sure, coming from Georgia, if I'm not mistaken, that's like a 20-hour drive. I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think the next furthest drive was Maine. That's like a 6-hour drive, 7-hour drive. Where they were from, it's like, I think their house is in the U.S., but their backyard is right in Canada. So that's how close they are to the border. So they have a pretty good drive. So I appreciate everyone that made the trip. I definitely appreciate them. I know, we didn't have the budget to pay anybody. Being a charity event, we had a budget of $0. So everyone that was there helped out on their own time, their own dime, to make this event happen for a good cause. So I really appreciate it. Thank you to the refs, Steve and Ray. Thanks to the camera crew, Thomas, Dee, Caleb, Natty Boy, and Caleb from the dungeon. I didn't even think of it until the day of the event that I had 2 Calebs both doing interviews, and I was telling the athletes, go see Caleb for your interview, and one of them goes, which Caleb? And I was like, oh man, I didn't even think about that. So that's why I refer to him as Caleb Natty Boy, and because he's half owner of the Natty Bros. And Caleb from the dungeon, I was calling him Tall Caleb, because he's much taller than the other Caleb. Easy to tell apart. Thanks to the chief for letting us use the dungeon. He let all those people in the dungeon. So that was much appreciated. He also refed all day at the tournament, so thank you very much. Same thing with Steve. Ray wasn't able to make it. He had to go back to he took the day off Friday, but he had to work Saturday. Sasson ref most of the day. We had a lot of people stepped up and helped us get it done, so thank you very much. Joe refed, pretty much everyone. I think I grabbed James Mason for a little bit. Danny refed. Brian says maybe we need a Caleb versus Caleb match to decide who the real Caleb is. That is a great idea. I think one of the Caleb spells their name with a K instead of a C, I think. I don't know which one, but I think one does. Yep. Sayla agrees. Also says it's a great idea. Well, maybe we'll do that at practice. It'd be funny if they both bring their birth certificates, and the winner gets to rip up the loser's birth certificates, so they don't even exist anymore. They just are wiped off the planet completely, at least in the records on paper. That'd be pretty funny. Yeah, there's some good ones. Let's see. Thanks to Thomas Dearborn, he donated the East versus West T-shirts, 2 of them. He also brought the sit-down table. He's coming from Maine's, so thank you very much. That helped out greatly. He also made a $500 donation, which was awesome. Kane on our team. I shouldn't forget his last name, but I know his last name, but as you know, I'm not the best with names. I actually went to high school with Kane for 1 year before they kicked me out for reasons unknown. But I went to high school with Kane for a little bit. I think I was a senior. He was a freshman, I think. We were on football, or I think he was on football. I think that's where I knew him from. Or maybe weightlifting, I can't remember. But he donated the PlayStation set. He donated the air fryer. He donated the heated back massager, neck massager from his company. I want to say it's American Liquidations. He has a whole bunch of stuff, refurbished electronics and a whole bunch of stuff. So if you need stuff at a good price, check out American Liquidations. I want to say thanks for Steel Beats, Jamie, and all the other owners. There's a couple owners, but Jamie is the one I worked with the most. She let us use the whole entire bottom story of the gym. There's a 3-story gym. We were able to use the whole entire bottom story. They shut the whole entire bottom story down for us. So if you don't know, that is a lot for a business to shut down 1/3 of their business. But they liked the charity cause. They thought it was for a good deal. Thought it could be a lot of fun too, and I think they had a lot of fun. Brian, who was the legend? Who are you talking about? Because I was naming off a lot of people. Which legend were you talking about? We did have a couple legends on the Super Series. Definitely, I would say 3. Let's see. I would say at least 3 legendary athletes, and I would definitely say, in my opinion, the legendary athletes. Some more popular than other in terms of social media, but I definitely think we had 3 legends on the card. Oh, Kane. Yep. I think he spells his with a C, or does he spell his with a K? I think some reason, I don't know why I remember this. I think it's Cain. Kane. I think that's how he spells his name. Unless I'm completely wrong. If not, forget what I said. Yeah, but he's a great guy. If only he'd show up to practice once in a while, then he'd be even better. But he shows up. He shows up late usually. I get it. He's got work and stuff, but you got gains to make, man. But he's another guy that's got ridiculous amount of potential. He just got to put in the work, and he'll definitely be up there. For his weight, he's got a pretty big frame, big bones, big hand. He's pretty smart. He's fast. So if he just puts in the work, he'll definitely be up there, I think. Evan says, no pain, no Kane. That's a good one. He'll have to put that on a T-shirt. Sell them for like $50 a pop. And then we're talking. Yeah, he says, he got much better in like 3 to 4 practices. Yeah, so he learns fast. He's a smart guy. So yeah, you just got to put in the work, and he'll be up there in no time, you know. Let me know if you guys have any questions about anything: arm wrestling, powerlifting, the pay-per-view, the tournament, what's next, what I'm gonna lift today. If you guys want to watch, if you guys want me to set, if you guys want me to set the camera up, I'll set it up, and I won't be as, I won't be talking as much as I am now. But I'm gonna, I'll check the chats once in a while, and then when I'm done with the lift, I'll go through the chats, make sure I didn't miss anything cool. One thing I was thinking about doing is I think I'm gonna start. I'm just sitting here talking into the camera. I might start, doing walks at this instead of sitting. I'm gonna start walking. I just don't know. My phone has been. If I have lately, my phone has been overheating if I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi when I'm live. If I go live without the Wi-Fi, my phone overheats. But if I have Wi-Fi, I'm fine. So I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it, see if it works. Brian asked, favorite back exercise for arm wrestling. So, I'll give two answers because I think that's a tricky question. So one would be specific strength, and one would be general strength. If I had to say specific strength, I would say, something with if I'm just focusing on the back, like that's the main thing I want to challenge. Specific, I would say like something that's going to mimic a lat drag where you stay real tight, and your elbows either on a table or half table, maybe with a pulley. Something like that. If I'm just focusing on the back, a handle that's not super challenging on the hand, but still gonna, relatively transfer. That's the probably specific. General, I would definitely say general strength for arm wrestling back strength is the seal row. I think it's great for just pure general pulling power, and I think once you have that strength, you can clean it up on the table, make it carry over. I also think it's great for bicep tendon development. I've used it for power, explosiveness. I think that's great for tendon development. But seal, yeah, I would definitely say general strength for, I would definitely say the seal row. Oh, how'd you know? Brian says, how'd I know the seal rows? I mean, even when I was powerlifting, I did really like seal rows for benching. I was, because if you know, the back is very important for benching. I do it way differently. Same exercise, just way different. So when I was powerlifting, I would focus a lot more on a wide grip. Now that I'm arm wrestling, I'm grabbing as close as possible. It puts more stress on the elbow flexors. And I guess that's the biggest difference. I definitely focus a lot closer grip now that I'm arm wrestling versus when I was powerlifting. I focus a lot more on a wider grip. They're both going to challenge. The grip doesn't change what muscles work. They're all going to work. It just changes the leverages on the joint. You know what I mean? So that's a reason. That's the biggest reason for the change. But yeah, I gotta get after for this match, I trained real hard, rested. I usually cut out the seal rows like 2, sometimes 3 weeks out, depending on how much damage I have from the prep. But I gotta get back to them soon. I'm probably gonna hit them depending on how I feel. After Saturday seems like it's gonna be a crazy day. I mean, Wednesday practice was brutal too. I mean, my left hasn't been this sore in a long time. You know, my forearm, the flexor, the pronator, you know, the elbow flexor, even my shoulder, you know, it hasn't been this sore in a long time. So it's great. Um, Saturday, you know, there's a group chat for the Saturday Pennsylvania guys. You know, I like all group chats. Group chats tend to get out of hand with memes and, you know, lots of, I shouldn't say gay stuff, but I'd say, you know, it's gay stuff like me, you know, well, at least for training, you know, it was like, you know, you go to check the group chat and there's, you know, 88 messages. And I feel like most people don't swipe through to, you know, so you miss the information, you know. But it seems like there's going to be a pretty good turnout. Looks like Paul Cruz is going to be there, which is cool. Not Steve Bisman, Mike Bisman, who was supposed to be one of our refs, but he had work. You know, I get it. But we're not mad at Mike. I get it. He gave me a heads up. He let me know. He didn't bail on me. He didn't, you know, bail on me. He let me know. But he'll be there. A whole bunch of people, probably Brandon Alcessor will probably be there. So it's gonna be a great practice. Let's see. Brian says getting screamed at for not lifting your weights. That's nothing compared to what I do now. Remember how you thought I was joking about that electric cow prod? Well, it finally came in the mail, and I don't know how. You know, it definitely works. Someone's struggling, they can't get the rep up. I don't know how many volts it is, but it makes a pretty funny sound when it touches someone's calf or you know, back or something. Definitely gives them a little motivation. But speaking of that, I got to charge that thing up. I've been using it a lot. I got to make sure it's charged up. Let's see. Almost done with the pre-workout. Then I'll be hopping on. I'm not sure if I'm 50-50 if I'm going to set the camera up again. But yeah, I'm definitely going to turn this off, and then I got to make a few phone calls before I lift. Well, don't worry. Sailor says, I was going to ask about personal training, but not sure about the cattle rod. I always thought it was cattle prod with a P, but I must have been wrong my whole entire life. No wonder why when I typed it in, I got some really weird results. So that makes sense. It makes sense. But Sailor, you get 5% discount on the Team Stone training because you're a member. Okay, good. I thought it was prod. Rod, prod. Either way, there's many volts. But yeah, Sally, if you're interested in personal training, you came to the right place. You know, definitely could hook you up. You know, because you're a teammate, we'll definitely hook you up. You get the 5% discount, but we could probably do something better too. Yeah, let me know what you got for time, what you're looking to do. If you want to be a world champion, I think there is potential. I'm not blowing smoke. I really think there is a potential to be a world champion. You know, it's going to take 2-3 years at least of solid training, no days off. But I do think there is a chance for a world championship. But yeah, shoot me a message on what do you have? Brian. Have Brian shoot me a message. And then we talk from there. That's what I'm talking about. Brian says that's what I'm talking about. It's gonna be good. I'm excited. It's always nice to work with people that work hard. You know, part of the job is got to be a little motivational. but there's few people that words don't work. Words will work on you guys. You know, I mean, you can say some fancy stuff, and you guys will definitely be fired up. But the cattle prod is for people that need a little extra, physical motivation. Let's see. So let's see. How about that guy that needed 3 breaths? Brian Jones. That's what guy are you talking about? I can't remember what guy you're talking about that needed 3 breaths. I kind of remember we talking about one of the guys we worked out one time that tried out for the team and didn't make it. I remember every time he did a set, he would hold on. Maybe I'm wrong. I remember some guy saying, "Hold on, I need to take 3 breaths," and then he'd do 1, 2, 3 breaths, and then he'd go back at it. Is that the guy? My phone forgot the P, Brian. Period. That's what Sailor says. I'm working over here, trying to type fast. Yeah, I appreciate that. Doing multitasking, working, and watching the channel. Yeah, I remember somebody said you trained a guy that just needed 3 breaths. I can't remember. Was it were you here, or did I tell you the story? I can't remember. Because I remember it being like a during one of my lifts. I wasn't actually I don't think I was coaching him. He was trying out to be a training partner, and he definitely did try hard, but just we had different what's it called? Different goals. That's all it was. We had different goals, so that's why it didn't work out. Nope, that was like 20 lemon seeds. That's probably a record. Maybe he says I wasn't there. I think he was a powerlifter he told me about. Are we talking about the powerlifting breathing technique? Is that what we're talking about? Or are we talking about like during someone taking a break? Like take a break and then right before he starts lifting, he takes 3, quick breaths. Or are you talking about the powerlifting breathing technique? I can't remember. Okay, then yeah, it must have been the guy that was trying out. For becoming a training partner. But I definitely do think there was a group. I think maybe Wacko was there. Maybe next time I see him, I'll ask him. Because I think for some reason I remember you being there. I remember Wacko being there, but it must have been just Wacko maybe. And I think there was another new guy trying out. I think it was Wacko and 2 new guys trying out. And I think we were doing squats. And so guys, we've been on there for an hour and 14 minutes and now 25 seconds. If you have any final questions, let me know. I'm going to hop off very, very soon. About a minute or 2, probably even sooner. Let's see. All right, guys. I think that's it. I might do a live for my recovery lift. I might not. So if not, I'll see you next time. If I do, I'll see you in about 20 minutes. Thanks for watching, and have a good day. Oh, I just saw your comment. Have a good day. You too, Evan. Appreciate that.